Hello there, my name is Jonathan. You might recognize me from the if your car truck ignition lock switch thing won't work, then try this. And that's a very successful video here on the YouTube where I pound my ignition with a rubber mallet, and then you'll have to see if it works or not. The thing wouldn't start. Now, anyway. Today we are going to figure out how do we, if you got one of these from DirecTV on your roof, but you don't need it anymore, I'm going to show you how you can get rid of it. Now what you're going to do is, there's two steps. One, you're going to unbolt those things, and then number two, you're going to snip that cable, and then really there's a third step too, which you'll have to see, but the third step I will say is the most exciting step that there is. So what you're going to do is you're going to get yourself your handy dandy socket set. This is a 7/16 socket that I've put here in the correct direction. You always want to start with the middle bolt, because if you don't start with the middle bolt, it could become uneasy, and then it could actually fall off your roof, thereby injuring other people, damaging things like that. So we don't ever want to do that. So what you want to do is you want to get your 7/16 socket. I'm going to place it right there, nice and snug. Hang on now, there we go. Then you're just going to turn it, and then notice that's why it's called a socket, because it gets right in there. And then basically what you're doing is you're loosening these bolts. There's just these 3 bolts. You'd think there'd be more to it. Now there are actually other bolts on the device, but those you won't need to undo because they're not actually attached to your roof. And hopefully the person that installed this in your roof, it was somebody other than yourself, probably like a DirecTV tech or something like that. Hopefully they knew what they were doing in terms of not damaging the shingles. Now you'll see, probably you're a little bit surprised on how incredible these are. And this is, where if I was a good YouTuber, I would, I would do this fast forwarding thing, but I don't have those kinds of editing skills, nor do I have the time. And plus I just figured, why not? Why don't we spend a little time together here? So, now that one I think is about ready. So then, you want to get it to where it's hand loose, and you just kind of pop it out, and you can put it over here in one of your nail slots. Okay. So then what we're going to do is, you got 2 remaining bolts. Essentially, what you're going to do is you're just basically going to do the exact same thing with those. Now you always want to go to the one on the right, again, because if not, it could create an uneven scenario, and then, you'd be in real trouble. So basically you just want to sit here and do this. While I'm doing this, I want to take a minute to plug all my other YouTube videos. Like I said, most notably known for if your car truck key won't start the ignition, then I used a rubber mallet, and that was really exciting. But I have a lot of other videos as well. There's a lot of music on there and stuff like that. So again, we're getting to the point where we're getting pretty close. It's not quite hand loose yet, or however you want to describe that. And so you just continue to I'm really surprised how deep those are. But then again, it makes sense, because you don't want it just to be a little bit in there, and then all of a sudden it comes crashing off your roof in the month of February when it's 2 degrees outside. At least where I live, in the Midwest, it's 2 degrees in February a lot of the time. All right, so then again, 1 more bolt. Now, there's a lot of dirt, a lot of muck in there. Don't worry about that. That's going to totally take care of itself here in just a minute. Now again, it should go without saying, I probably should put a disclaimer, but you want to make sure that this is not connected to anything inside of your house before you do this, or you could actually face prison time. All right, here we go. Now again, third one, very important to note that is the only one left. So again, sitting here, I'm trying to think if you guys have any requests of different types of videos that I could do. Please let me know, because I only do these like home repair DIY type videos very rarely, like maybe 2 to 4 times a decade, So again, just like the other one, it's very important to note that they use the same size bolt and screw in all 3 of those, because just imagine if one of them was not what it should be. Okay, so there again, it's about loose enough to where I can just unscrew it with my actual bare hand. You know, might want to do gloves if you were to do this, if you don't have rough hands like I do from working at the radio station. Okay, so now you're going to note it's pretty loose, right? Now, this is actually a little bit of a bait and switch video, because the truth is there actually are 2 more bolts. So we are going to go ahead and do those. You know, while we're here, we might as well, right? I do want to note, you know, I do want to remind you about ladder safety while we're on here, because obviously it should go without saying again, but in the year 2020, when I'm recording this, you know, just about anything can happen. And the last thing I want to do is do this sort of video and then all of a sudden, like, you know, and you know, once you get good at this, it doesn't take real long. But the last thing I need to do is be liable for somebody falling off their roof because they didn't use proper, you know, ladder safety, whatever it is. Maybe I'll do another video on how to use an effective ladder. So again, I'll unscrew that. That's real good. Again, I highly recommend putting those. You could do it however you want, but I put them in the screw files. And then again, we just have one more here that we handy dandy. So let's see, folks. That's my neighborhood. Here we go, right on there. The nice thing is, what I find is that all of these are the same size socket, 7/16 socket. Now there is, again, after this, if you've made it this far, I want to thank you for staying with me. There are 2 more steps once we actually have this fully unscrewed. And again, I do want to apologize for the bait and switch, where I said that there was actually only 3 bolts. As you can see, there are holes for many more bolts than just the 5 that we've taken off. But again, for whatever reason, I don't want to put this on the DirecTV Corporation or Dish Network or Uverse or any of the companies. I guess Uverse doesn't use satellites, but so again, I think we're probably about good here. This is where you just want to, again, just, you know, utilize your best caution. And then, whoops, I apologize for the shaky video. I didn't bring my cameraman up here because of the rooftop liabilities. It's just unbelievable during COVID and everything, how hard it is to get good help. But okay, so then you're gonna just, you know, use your, again, best judgment. And now this is the part where this thing is actually about ready to, okay? So there it is. It's actually out now. So what you can do is, I don't want to give any bad advice, but what I would do is just take that out. And this time, because I'm holding, well, I guess you can see it, I'm holding with this hand so it doesn't actually fall off the roof. Well, you know what, I don't have to do that because it's still attached to this wire. And this is, again, where you kind of got to be somewhat experienced, because you know, it is typically recommended that you hold on to it. But again, I got to put my screw in the file. The next one's kind of fun. This is where you're going to use your scissors. And I recommend the Tool Shop brand. They're guaranteed forever. So let's just say, you know, I threw these off the roof and like they broke or something, they would still replace it. I mean, that's not really a real honest thing to do. But okay, so what you're gonna do basically is just open it up just like a regular pair of kitchen scissors, but they're more industrial type. And then you're just gonna cut it. Boom, just like that. Now that was step 2. You're gonna say, well, that's too easy to be a step. Well, no. Now, last step is you throw it off your roof. So you get this thing, then you just throw it wherever, you know, nearest your garbage can, you know, so you don't have to take it too far. And then just go like this, and this will be the end of our video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment if you would, please.